Hi everyone, Colleen Patrick-Goudreau here. I am an animal advocate, I am an author, and I basically guide people to live as compassionately and healthfully and consciously and sustainably as possible, because of course it's not about perfection, it's about doing the best we can. And I wanted to make this video to kick off what has been created several years ago called Plastic Free July. It started as part of a grassroots effort. I believe it's an Australian organization called Plastic Free Foundation. And the idea is to inspire people wherever they are on their journey to reduce their use of plastic. Now, I want to guide you on this journey. I've been talking a lot about zero waste, so whether you're considering yourself zero waste or low waste or endeavoring to be less wasteful or wanting to go plastic free, wherever you are on your journey, I am here to provide some resources and guidance, and you can find lots more information on my podcast, Food for Thought, and on my website, joyfulvegan.com, and on my social media channels. So in every way I can help you, here I am. I want to clarify kind of upfront that of course there is a lot that corporations should be doing to be accountable for all of the waste that they actually produce, much of which creates toxins, much of which is polluting our waterways, much of which is quite destructive. And so this isn't to say that corporations who are producing these things aren't responsible. They are. And here we are as individuals. What can we do to reduce our use of plastic that we have become admittedly pretty dependent upon? So I'm going to guide you through the 31 days of Plastic Free July. You can go officially sign up. You can just say, oh, I'm interested in what you have to say. Oh, I want to do just a few days of this. I want to see where I'm at. Wherever you are, it doesn't matter. You don't have to sign up for this. You don't have to start on day one. It's not linear. I'm just here to provide some resources and suggestions. And I'm going to be doing 31 days. And today's the first day. So really, it's just kind of setting the foundation and creating the framework for this journey, whether you go beyond the 31 days or, again, if you're just looking to reduce. One of the first things I would say, and I will speak about it as it relates to my journey, and I would call mine the zero waste journey. And of course, zero waste is not attainable. It is aspirational. And to me, it's just a shortcut way of talking about how I can reduce my waste in the world. Just like vegan for me is about, the goal is not to be vegan. The goal is not to be as vegan as I could be. The goal is to be as compassionate as I can be, and veganism happens to be a really convenient and effective way to get there. Same thing with zero waste. It's never going to be possible to be zero waste while we're alive, but there's a lot we can do to substantially reduce our contribution to what goes in incinerators and landfills, though I preferred the word dump, because it's less euphemistic. And so there's a lot we can do. So let's talk about those things. So the first thing I would do as you begin this journey, zero waste journey, plastic free journey, is to assess your waste. So doing an audit is what a lot of people suggest, and I do think it's really helpful. It's one of the things I suggest when I guide people to becoming vegan, is kind of take a look at, for 3 days, a week, what have you, take a look at what you're already eating, take a look at what you're already producing, take a look at what you're already consuming, and you'll get a better sense of where your pain points are. For some people, it might be online shopping and getting a lot of plastic packaging. For someone else, it might be not being able to let go of a junk food habit and they get all of the plastic, containers and packaging and bags, etc. For someone else, it might be loving to go to their coffee shop and, those coffee cups that are takeaway cups are actually lined with plastic. So it really, you get to know yourself and you get to know where your pain points are and where your real challenges are. And so that's the first thing I would say. The second thing I would say is I really encourage you to gamify this, make it fun. That's one of the reasons I call the 30-day vegan challenge a challenge. It's meant to push you. It's meant to stretch your comfort zones. It's meant to encourage you to go places you've maybe never gone before. And so make it fun. It's not about being perfect. No one's going to tap you on the shoulder in the middle of this and say, you're doing it wrong. I mean, I guess some people will online. Some people will on the internet, but close that door, because that's not what it's about. So make it fun, make it a challenge. see it as an opportunity to learn things that you've never learned before and see things you've never seen before, especially once you do your audit and you kind of see where the things have been most challenging for you. Make it fun, make it a game. That's how I see this. I talk about this as a zero waste journey or plastic-free journey. There is no destination. There is not going to be an end, but it is really, I think, exciting to kind of see where you may have never realized that you were contributing to plastic waste, and then also seeing like, well, yeah, I actually can do this thing over here and find the solutions to all of these challenges over here. So gamify it, make it fun. Number 3, I talk about this with the 30-day vegan challenge as well. Create an intention. I do think it's really helpful to create an intention before you start any kind of goal, any kind of journey, is just kind of get clear about why you want to do this and what you're hoping to bring to it and what you're hoping to get out of it. Those are intentions. You can also create goals. Goals are much more tangible, and a goal might be, I'm not going to use a plastic, buy a new plastic bag or buy plastic, or something very specific is what a goal is. And you can certainly do that. I mean, that's what the plastic free month is all about, is that make that the goal. But even if it's just one day, that's a goal. But intentions are different. Intentions are kind of the mindset you bring to something. And something like this, which can be pretty life-changing, and it can be disruptive to your normal habits, I do think it's really helpful and important to bring a certain mindset to it. So your intention might be as open-minded as possible. Apparently we're in the fly zone. So it might be to be as open-minded as possible. It might be to be as gentle with yourself as possible. It might be to, do this joyfully, and to do it with patience and kindness toward yourself. There's so many ways to kind of sit down, take 5 minutes, create your intention for this journey, and then go forward. So those are the main things I would say. I guess the next thing I would say is, I will be talking throughout this journey and process about certain products and companies who are innovative and resourceful, and I'm so grateful that they're actually coming up with solutions to things that we as consumers, and we are consumers, although I prefer to think of ourselves as owners of things, because if we're owners of things, we actually take much more responsibility than if we're consumers. We just tend to see our use of something as pretty temporary and exploitative. But for all intents and purposes, the things we buy, much of what we buy is plastic, especially when we think of things like toothpaste or toothbrushes or, tofu in the store. I mean, whatever. There's a lot of things that have plastic. So I am going to be talking about some of the companies and products that are out there to help us find solutions that are not made of plastic. That doesn't mean there aren't going to be some things we can't stop buying plastic. For instance, medical products, or if we go to I was at the dentist recently, and of course they're using disposable plastic because of hygiene. So putting that aside, the point is, this is not about buying all of the zero waste plastic-free things you can buy. So even though you're going to hear me talk about some plastic-free toothbrushes and plastic-free toothpaste and plastic-free tofu, we'll be talking about all of these things. If I name companies or products, it's just to give you a reference point and a resource that you can look to whenever is convenient for you. But it doesn't mean every day of this challenge or every day on your journey, however long this journey takes, well, it will take forever, however long you're on this journey for, that you have to go and replace all of the things you have with plastic-free versions. Please know that that is not what this is about. So the first thing I would encourage you to do, I guess fourth thing, since I've already said 1, 2, and 3. But when you're doing this audit, when you're looking at where you tend to buy plastic, I also encourage you to look in your drawers and your cupboards and your cabinets. Look in your nightstands. Look in your bathroom linen closet. There are so many places we have stuff, we have things, we have items we can use. They're just sitting there. And so one of the things that I think is really fun, that I've really experienced as I started this journey, when I started this journey several years ago, is actually using the things that I have. To me, that's what it means to be an owner, is to value the things that I have and to use the things in the ways in which they were meant to be used. So if I have nail polish or moisturizer sitting in that bathroom closet and they've just been sitting there forever and they're still usable, use them. That's what it means to value something. Don't let them sit there any longer. So those are the kinds of things I'm talking about as you're looking at your part in this and where your pain points and challenges are and where you could do better. Start using the things you actually have. One of the things we did as I started this journey was we cleared out our junk drawer, because we don't need a junk drawer. Like, it just, that alone just is just painful to think about. I mean, it's not valuing something if we're calling it junk, right? So we actually got rid of all of what we did was use them in the way we could use the things that were in the junk drawer. There's usually pens and straws and napkins from takeout or what have you from over the years. So using the things that we already have or giving them away, we'll talk about that in another day on our journey as well. And it was really fun because we cleared out that drawer. We don't have a junk drawer in our kitchen anymore, and now we actually converted that drawer to different tools for my husband's mixology hobby, and it's just really nice. It feels really clutter free, and that's part of what happens as you go along this journey. So have fun with it. See where you can clear things out. This is a really good opportunity to start A, using things, but also B, maybe clearing some things out that aren't good anymore, that aren't useful anymore, or that someone else might be able to take advantage of and use and value. So this is a journey. It is not a destination. I really, really encourage you to have fun with this. And I am really honored to be part of your journey, and I look forward to sharing what I've learned. And I certainly look forward to hearing from you about what you have learned and are learning. Please stay in touch. You can always reach me on social media. You can mostly reach me on Instagram and Facebook. Send me a DM. You can also reach out to me via my website, joyfulvegan.com. And you can find me in all these places. I am not going anywhere. So let me know how you're doing. And as I post different suggestions and ideas, put your comments in there, share them with others. I think we really underestimate the influence and inspiration we have on one another. People are watching all the time, and people are inspired by what we do all the time, or they will model what we're doing, even if they're not inspired. Sometimes that's not a good thing, but we do inspire the people around us. We influence everyone around us, our neighbors, our friends, strangers, coworkers. So get out there, do the best you can. As I always say, don't do nothing because you can't do everything. Do something. Anything. There's so much we can do to make this world a better place, to live more compassionately, to think about others, to live more thoughtfully, to not live so impulsively, to be more mindful about what we purchase and how we live and who we are and what we say and how we think and what we bring to every situation. So I am grateful to be part of your journey, and thank you for letting me be part of yours, and thanks for being part of mine as well. We are learning from each other. Okay, I will see you soon. Stay in touch. Talk to you soon, and take care.